they tell you that racism is over, explain how we've been living in a state of institutionalized racism since we were all born. Proceed to read the epic list of laws and acts enacted in this country to keep down Latinos, Asians, Natives, and blacks. And when they tell you they're tired of hearing about it, inform them again. How it's not just the laws but the courts, the schools to the textbooks we use, from the curriculums to the gerrymandered districts, how you can hear it in the music industry and all over the media, from Hollywood to housing to good food in the hood and healthcare. And when they say, if you don't like living here, go live elsewhere. Define the words chattel, commonwealth, and colonization. Ask them for their indigenous papers, and recall how in America, more members of the founding fathers of our democracy had slaves than those that didn't. And when they say, why can't they just forget it? Tell them that while whole histories and names have been erased, these experiences are still embedded, stuck inside of generational DNA that just won't let it. Run them through the realities of reservations, plantations, and Reconstruction. Remind them of how our calendars still run on Roman months and Gregorian games. When they complain that illegals are crossing the border and stealing their resources, explain how the most valuable resources south of the border begin snatched up by U.S. companies since the Monroe Doctrine. Precious land bought benefiting corporate interests in U.S. money. How the fuck you think Panama became a country? Remind them that the Europeans carry no visas when they cross the Atlantic and set up shop. When they tell you that not all cops are bad, agree and tell them that there are still way too many that are. Ask them why there are no militarized police out there in the Hamptons and Cape Cod. Why do they always get off? Tell them there's a difference between abuse of power and upholding the law. A difference between a protest and a riot. A difference between how these officers see and treat white to high yellow to being dark as the night. Reacquaint them with how the country was built. Give them a history lesson they never learned. A lesson they were sure to never forget. Repeat the names until they are ingrained upon their brains. Stare them dead in the face and describe how common it is for judge and jury to convict and look the other way. Point out how they stifle any voice that ever spoke out. Co-opt their co-intel corral. Iniquity is no coincidence. We ain't that long from the lynchings. Educate them on who writes the laws and loopholes. How they always line their pockets with taxpayer money for the war machinery they produce. Putting black and brown lives on the front lines, banking on bomb and burn babies beyond borders. When they tell you racism is over, ask them why the homie Donald still gets stopped in ID for walking while black to the bodega to get coffee 8 o'clock in the AM. Take a look at the prisons in the Congress. We're talking proportions taller than Tuskegee tallies. Teach tolerance. Talk love till it turns into tomorrow. When they tell you racism is over, always remember to correct them until it truly is.